Most episodes, there are 3 takeaways. Today, there's 5. The 5 are: first, how do you understand what your customers truly need from your product and brand? Second, how do you understand and fully know exactly how your product and brand fit into your customer's life, not just on the shelf? Third, can you orchestrate your brand, your product in a way that truly delivers on the needs and the fit your customers have for your product and brand? Fourth, can you orchestrate your enterprise to ensure that you deliver on the promises you're making to your customer? And fifth, can you optimize the opportunity and do all you can with what you've been given? Today is what we're talking about now. Let's go. Hey there, my name is Ed Howie, and this is How We Grow a Brand. If you like what you learned from this episode, subscribe to our channel, and hey, smash that like button. Are you ready to go? Let's get on to today's chat. We talking about Sharpies, baby. Question number 1 is, do you own a Sharpie? Yes or no? Now, second question, keep your hand up if you know exactly where your Sharpie is right now. I'm thinking your hand's still up. Let me help you understand how we as marketers, we as brands, we as products, heck, we as people, we need to be the Sharpie. Why do we need to be the Sharpie? Well, let me tell you the Ed Howie version of the history of Sharpie as I understand it. Now, we've got some talks going on with the Sharpie people, and there'll be more to come on that. But let me tell you how I understand Sharpie. I understand Sharpie as basically a first grader, second grader. So remember growing up, elementary school, kindergarten, you started with crayons. And then once you had a crayon, you went to the big fat pencil. And then you might have gone to the thin pencil, and then you went to a marker. And then when you were ready to graduate into full poster production, you went to a magic marker. And that magic marker was really a fat marker. It was metal, it had a little plastic lid, and it had this like big flat point on it. And it smelled, well, I don't know if it smelled awesome, but it smelled definitely distinct, had an odor to it. The problem was when you were drawing those big letters that said butterfly, as your hand moved across the poster board, so did the smear of the ink. Remember? And then to get it off your hand, it took days. All right, well, all of a sudden, this company came along about the same time, early 60s, 1960s that is. They said, you know what? If we could take a magic marker and do it better, how could we be the product that people use to make their mark? And so they said, hey, we're going to chisel off the point and make it a sharp point, a Sharpie, so you could write with little letters or color in with big letters. We're going to remove the odor of the Sharpie. We're going to make it so that it actually dries instantly on almost any surface, including the poster board for your butterfly project, or perhaps the side of your toolbox, or perhaps even writing your initials on your lunchbox. It can work for everything. So why am I waxing about my love for Sharpies? Well, I love Sharpie as a customer. I love Sharpie as a brand. I talk about Sharpies a lot. I love it as a marketing device, but I really admire it for the place it has claimed in its brand community's hearts. You know, we talk about customers, and customers are important. Customers are the transaction. But brand community, that relationship you have with a product, is way more than transaction when your product is essential. Now, I don't mean essential like oxygen necessarily, but I'll consider there's some times when finding my Sharpie was pretty essential, right? And maybe your restaurant is not a Sharpie, and maybe it's not kept in the kitchen drawer, but the memories that are created at your restaurant, or the way that you do dry cleaning, or the way that you help your customers figure out their best financial plan for their future. Are you irreplaceable? Are you desirable? Well, I believe Sharpie is several things. And here's what we can learn. This is what you can learn, I can remember, you can remember about how to be the best brand you can be by being the Sharpie. First, you have to fully understand not what you do, but the reward you provide. While Sharpie is a permanent marker and magic markers were a permanent marker, the deal about it is that I don't want a magic marker for the sake of marking. I want it for the sake of communicating. And I want it to go on the surface versus on my hand or smear. I want it to work as much as possible so I don't have to 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 of these. So Sharpie said, hey, there's a need to do magic markers better. So to be first, best, and only, you don't have to be first in a category. You have to be the first to truly internalize the way that your customers need what you can give them and give it to them consistently. So first, Sharpie truly understood and identified exactly what the customer needed beyond what was available in the market. Second is they understood of why the product needed to fit in their lives. Now think about it. If you remember those old magic markers, they were metal, they got cold or hot kind of thing. Well, they also smelled. Well, by having this plastic cartridge and this lid and the little clip where I can put it on my shirt, it truly made the product more usable. What do you need to do to make your product more usable? Then third, well, let me just say it this way. Assuming you're a Sharpie lover. Have you ever bought a Sharpie that didn't work? Have you ever bought a Sharpie that you promised light blue, but it actually drew dark blue? Did you ever have a Sharpie that didn't deliver on what they told you they would do for you? Let me ask a different way. Have you and your team ever delivered in a way different than what you communicated? If I expect this pen to write and dry, the pen better write and dry. If I expect you to bring me my food for dinner with the rest of my dining companions, then you better bring me the food when everyone else is eating. Or if I expect you to use your brain to give me the best financial plan for my future, you better deliver. I believe Sharpie delivers. I believe they also have done it in a way that they've expanded products where they got bigger Sharpies, smaller Sharpies, all these kind of colors. You can buy a 4-pack, you can buy a 12-pack. You can customize them. So they said, we can not only do what we're doing today, but we can do more. The problem is if you choose to do more for your customers and you don't deliver, you're not doing more for your customers no matter what your business plan says. So to be the Sharpie, you not only have to have the right idea, like imagination, what we call orchestrate your brand, you have to operationalize it. You have to deliver on it consistently and trustworthily. That's a new word, trustworthily, over and over again. But then the third thing is you have to optimize it. You have to do it for as many people as possible that you can do it for well. And that is what is crazy about the Sharpie brand, is that what started off as, I understand it, a single black marker is now a full portfolio of products. Think about it. They're available at office stores. They're available at Home Depot. They're available at drugstores. You can buy them in the grocery store. You can buy them online. Amazon can deliver them. Readily available, multiple products. Delivers consistently on what they promised to do. They understood why you needed them. And they recognized that while there was a marker on the market, there wasn't a Sharpie, and the world needs Sharpies. So, you going to be a Sharpie? Are you going to truly understand how your customers need you to show up in their life? Are you going to figure out the way to do it that is distinct and memorable and literally ownable, like I own a Sharpie, I own the relationship with you? Are you going to do it consistently? Are you going to deliver what you say? It's really cool to get the sale, and it's really cool to impress to start off with, but are you going to maintain the relationship with honesty, integrity, not only amongst your team, but with your customers, with the person who's buying your Sharpie? And then are you going to be a good steward of it? Are you going to optimize it? Are you going to do all you can with it? Because you know what? They probably didn't know someone needed a light blue, Carolina blue-esque Sharpie with their logo on it when they came up with the product back in the 60s. But you know what? They sell 150 million of these bad boys every year. And Magic Marker was acquired by the company that owns Crayola, and it represents 1% of their product portfolio. Be the Sharpie. That's how you grow a brand. I sure hope this helps you with your brand, your business, your life. As importantly, I hope this has inspired your day. If you'd like to learn more about me or how I grow a brand, go to edhowie.com. Or better yet, if you want to book me to come speak to your group, click Book Ed to Speak, and I'll bring the woo to you. Can't wait to see you next time on How We Grow a Brand.